to The Real from home. Happy Monday, ladies. And to all my Star Wars fans out there, may the force be with you.
Oh my God,
Yes.
Don't we love Star Wars? But we also love our real fam out there. And we're going to get right into some girl chat. Okay, ladies?
Yes.
All right.
Do it.
Most of y'all have already received your stimulus checks by now. And according to WREG, West Memphis Mayor McClendon is urging his citizens not to waste the $1,200 on things like television sets, rims. Mayor McClendon posted on Facebook, please use your stimulus checks wisely for things like mortgage, rent, utilities, food, etc. We are in survival mode. So, ladies, do you think the mayor has a point, or is it none of his business?
I just like the way you said rims.
Rims. I think it's a mix of both. I think one, he absolutely has the right to shed some wisdom or give his advice, but you also have the right to not take it. You have the right to spend your stimulus check as you choose. Granted, you might not be spending it wisely, but that's none of my business.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel like he's obviously just guiding them in the right direction.
Yeah, that's his job
which
as a leader.
which is fine, but at the end of the day, you can't control everybody. You can't control what they are going to choose to do with that money.
I was shocked to read this because especially when the stimulus check situation is a hot mess as it is. You know what I mean?
Where's
Like,
Puerto
people
Rico's
getting-
stimulus checks? That's another conversation.
Thank you. And you're going to sit here worried about where I'm spending my money? Tell me about it.
I agree with you. Like I feel like, citizens feel very left out and underrepresented by what the government has done to support us, especially compared to other countries. And so it's like we elect you to do what we need you to do for us, and then you fall short of that, and then you telling us what to do with the half, way that you went about helping us. Yeah. So it's kind of like, yo, I'm gonna do me. And I feel like people are buying the stuff that they're buying so that they can flip it and make more money. But that's just a whole other thing.
Ooh, that's actually
that's a hustle.
Business plan. That's a hustle.
Memphis know about a hustle.
I'm not mad.
Honestly, the purpose of this was to actually help people out. I don't, the thing is that the checks were out there to stimulate the economy. So if you are spending on the rims and things like that, you are stimulating the economy. But it's also people, I think they have a feeling of hopelessness. So this happened, during the hurricane. Remember the Hurricane Katrina, and they gave stimulus checks to the hurricane survivors. Yeah. And a lot of them spent money on designer bags and things like that. And people were critical of them. But then you have to realize that, when you see death, and when you see destruction, sometimes you have a feeling like, you know what, I'm going to spend this on what I want to spend it on.
Yes.
We just hope
like
that
YOLO
you would
mentality.
spend it.
You only live once.
Yeah. I think this country also has just this very unfair idea of what the poor should deserve. Like that if you need help, you should only get to have a certain kind of food, and you need to kind of not get luxury. And I think at the end of the day, it's like, if you come up, then come up. And that's your choice. If it makes you happy at this point, my quarantine rule is if it makes you happy, keep it happy.
Well, you know what? The average rent across the country is $1,674, according
that's
to
a lot of money.
.com. So I really, in my honest opinion, I don't know what the $1,200 is really going to do. It might help you pay a couple of bills, but it's not like in Canada. I think theirs was, if I'm not wrong, like $200, $2,000, and they're doing it over a course of 3 months. So for
Lonnie,
3 months, they're going to get $2,000.
Did you see, Lonnie? Did you see? Actually, it's floating around on Instagram. There is an entire list of what all the other countries are doing for their people, and the United States of America is the lowest on the totem pole of what they are offering us. So I'm just putting that out there.
I mean,
I saw a great meme that said the United States is a third world country wearing a Gucci belt.
Right. All right. Well, somebody who definitely isn't listening to her local government is Mom Sarah Brady. She's a mother, and she was recently filmed arguing with a police officer for almost an hour after allegedly being instructed to leave the playground that had been closed to prevent the spread of COVID-19, much like many playgrounds across America. So according to the Daily Dot, after saying that she had a right to be there, the confrontation resulted in Sarah being handcuffed and arrested after she asked the officer to do so for not leaving. So ladies, Sarah has since apologized, but what do you make of this in the video? Because seeing the video is important.
Ma'am, I have told you to exit numerous times. This is it. Exit the playground area now. Ma'am, you have 5 seconds. 3.
Arrest me for being in the car. Do it. Report it.
Okay, this is not... Officer, you don't want to do that. Officer, you don't...
You're being detained right now.
Am I being arrested or detained?
How it all went
She
down.
had a whole hour to talk to the police? A whole hour?
There was
lived.
a lot of talking.
And lived with no altercation, with no being taken away, with no
Officer,
face
so
being
nice.
thrown down.
That police officer was so kind.
Right.
Why?
Well, and I believe, I've said this before, there are certain people who act in this manner because they know they can, and they know that they could actually get away with that. So you definitely saw a lot of privilege in this scenario.
Mhm.
And I mean, I know at one point she was saying that her kids need vitamin D. But it's just me. The last place I want to be right now is a playground. Kids already there's lots of germs, but if we are going to be safe, obviously, because of COVID-19 that's happening right now, I wouldn't even be there.
Everybody, I think, has cabin fever right now. A lot
Yes,
of us
we're
have
all
watched that for
suffering
over
from it.
6 weeks. We're all having cabin fever. A lot of people are doing crazy stuff. This woman and they weren't even practicing social distancing.
No, and there were lots of people there.
You had the kids in Chicago they just threw a party. They said, forget it. We gonna throw a party.
Turned their house into a club.
But what I did like is that he did arrest her. So in the past, maybe that would not have happened. But now, because of this is can I just remind everybody that this is a deadly, contagious disease.
Yes.
This is nothing to play with. Just because you not sick, or maybe the people around you ain't sick, don't mean that people ain't sick. You need to look at the news. You need to talk to somebody. Go on Facebook and look at different accounts, and you will see that this is serious. So all we have to do is try to play our part. I think we're forgetting that. Everybody's like, I've been cooped up. Forget that.
She was not playing her part.
And then what made me upset was it wasn't just Sarah, but it was other moms ganging up on this police officer. First of all, I haven't seen a number of people ganging up on a police officer and keeping it that calm, because you know what would happen in any other situation with anybody else, right?
Why y'all ain't saying what it really is?
Oh, it's race, for sure. She was a white
100%.
lady, and if this was somebody of another race, I don't think it would have gone nearly as calmly. That's what my comment was in the beginning about she had a whole hour. Like he was pleading with her for a whole hour. That never would have happened in another situation.
Call for backup.
Yeah.
No,
okay. Yeah, the tasers would have been out. Mom would have been on the floor.
Somebody would have been face planted.
I saw someone say that a group of Karens is called a privilege, and I haven't recovered yet.
What I'm saying is,
like how there's like a flock of geese is called a gander. A herd of Karens, a group of Karens is called a privilege.
Wow.
No, what I'm telling you is the privilege was so next level that in her mind, she actually believed she was the only one going through this.
Yeah.
Like she thought, why are you doing this to me?
Actually, throughout the line, what about my constitutional right when it comes to shutting down the parks for your damn safety? I cannot.
And you are not the only one. This park is not just shut to you, ma'am. It's shut to everyone. We're all going through this. We're in this together.
This is a weird time, though, where I feel like, don't get me wrong, this to me is definitely an example of privilege, but I've also seen people of just all different race, nations, creeds, and ages just acting like they're somehow being radical by defying the 6 feet distance, by defying you know, the stay at sheltering
like
at home
spring
by
break.
trying wearing
Spring break
masks.
was a perfect example of that, Amanda.
And I don't. It's not an example of radicalism. It's being a rebel without a cause, and it makes it very dangerous for other people. And to me, it's, again, I've said this before, it's a reflection of your own ethics and morality that you. I mean, I had a conversation with someone in the store again where I was looking at some lipsticks, and the person came up dead close to me, and I created distance, and they were like, ugh. And I didn't even say anything. I just created distance. And I was like, can you let me know when you're finished looking so I can come back? And they were like, well, I don't know when I'm going to be done looking. I said, I'll wait.
For clarity, just so because I'm just trying to wrap my head around the fact that this is a couple of moms with kids, and they are putting their kids in this type of scenario. Did one person even have a mask on?
Nope.
Did they have a mask? Did they
see?
So this wasn't really about, I think,
vitamin D.
She wanted to do what she wanted to do because she was having cabin fever and she was going crazy. So she wanted to go out and do it, and somebody told her that she couldn't, and she didn't.
All the moms got
would
that.
We be more understanding if she had owned up and been like, you know what? I have cabin fever. I'm bugging out. You know,
that's real.
Because I feel like I would respect that. But when you make it about constitutional rights and all this other hullabaloo, it just sounds like everything you're saying, James.
I think
and when all your cronies also say the same thing. That's the crazy part. When all your friends, like if us five right now are in a situation and one of us got approached by authority to just say, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this, I'm pretty sure one of us would step up to be like, nah, it's not worth it. Let's go. You know, or something.
Everybody is having cabin fever, and this country needs to realize that we still have a contagious disease that we have no vaccine for, that we barely have tests for. So it's a serious thing, and try. You need to stay at home.
I think they were just like these other protesters. You know, they just put it under the guise of their children, but they're just like these other protesters who have been, you know, just excluding themselves from the shelter in place and showing up with guns and no masks on government property, et cetera, and having no repercussions. But they really feel like they are doing something and they are showing their rights as Americans, and they're really showing their booties as Americans who don't care about Americans.